welcome to episode 39 of the Webcomic Beacon Presents first issue.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Cuckoo. And this is Red Hood and the Outlaws, #1 from DC Comics.
Why isn't this Velcro?
I want one.
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
Alright, which one's Red Hood?
I'm going to guess it's the one with the red hood.
Well, that was more like a face mask to me. I think that... Oh, no, I know who that is. That's fucking Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Deadpool, fucking Shaft from Youngblood, and Hobag from every other Image comic book that I've never read.
Now, interestingly enough, this cover, well, it's not very good. It's got a white background in the midst of a scene. It's like somebody forgot to put the background in. However, the sort of like team up shot doesn't look too terrible, but it's really lacking from a bit more substance other than floating guns.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm still trying to figure out what the deal is with the cap that Speedy/Red Arrow has on. Or is he Red Arrow? What the fuck is his name in this one? They changed his name 100 times, and I really can't. Arsenal, is he? This time, or
oh god, I can't remember. I can't keep track.
Yeah,
he's the dude with the
bow and arrow who's not Green Arrow, and
because he's not green.
He had like a heroin problem in the 70s or something, and he lost an arm. But he's Speedy. Yeah, well, he's Speedy, but I mean, I don't know if that's his name in this one. He's fucking Prince. This guy he changes his name every couple of years.
I think they put the hat-ons to cover up Starfire's boobs.
Well, that's the thing. That's interesting. The cover and the art is done by the same artist.
Yeah.
But for the cover, he's choosing to cover up her assets, basically.
And they're on full display inside.
Oh yes, turning inside. Well, we don't get to see tits right away.
We don't see it right away.
They
pretend it has a plot, but
we see a guy named Roy Harper, who I don't know.
That's fucking Arrow Face. What the fuck is it? Does he call himself in this one?
Yeah, but
he calls him Roy Harper.
Roy Harper the entire time. Okay, so he's outlaw #1. Okay,
he's Speedy.
So he is. I don't know. He's in some sort of facility. I can't quite tell if he's a bad guy, if he's a good guy, and he's captured. To be honest,
we don't know by the end either.
Well, by the cover, we have Red Hood and the Outlaws. So I'm gonna guess that these are. This would lead me to believe that these would be bad guys if they're the Outlaws.
They're outside the law.
Yeah.
Well, they could be just mercenaries,
or they could just be like Punisher-style vigilantes. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck
we don't know, and by the end, we
really don't know.
We just don't. Basically, we find out that Deadpool has his cloaking ability, and he looks like a fat guy. And he
breaks Roy Harper out of prison
in total action style with absolutely no plan, and let's just go up.
Shoot everybody, and so he's killing people. And I'm like, okay, well, this is clearly. I don't know if this guy's going to even have a relationship to Green Arrow, because Roy Harper's original concept was that he had been Green Arrow's sidekick, who is basically his equivalent of Robin, because everything that Batman does, Green Arrow must do.
Yes.
And then he has kind of had a rough life since then, and he's kind of like the opposite. Everything that Dick Grayson did well, he fucked up in. The same thing goes for Deadpool/Jason Todd/Red Hood here. He was the second Robin, the fuck-up Robin, was dead for a while, then Superboy punched the wall in reality, and he came back. This version, I was guessing he never died to begin with.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's the audience that chose to kill this character. Yes. Well, there was a call-in number where you could vote to keep Jason Todd alive, and the vote was to kill him off.
Yeah, and the best part about
tell you a lot about his character.
Yeah, and my opinion towards him, but the best part of it is he was literally just Damian before Damian existed.
Well, yeah.
Like, everything that we hated about Damian as a character, it was Jason Todd.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like, the elder brother, the other fuck-up brother besides the little kid. So I don't mind that as a concept. I kind of like that a lot, actually. Like, he's Batman's big failure. He tried to teach him like the value of human life. Now he goes around in a costume that at least originally was derived from the original identity of the Joker, but still wears the bat on his chest and then shoots people with his guns like Punisher.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that dichotomy. I don't know if the Red Hood will still symbolize the Joker in this version. It's not really important. The important part is that this is the fuck-up Robin, the one who just likes to kill people and utterly rejects his dad's, or foster fathers or whatever
Surrogate,
molesters ideology. And really, maybe he's the most well-adjusted of the four.
Now, I do have to say the opening sequence, I would say, is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a jailbreak.
It's a bit comedic, and the art lends itself to be a little bit more comedic, but a slightly realistic style. But I think the opening's really good, and then we have
tits.
We have tits. Nonchalant Starfire with the stupidest fucking boots.
Yeah,
which she can't even walk in.
The thing that this kind of, like, her attitude kind of reminds me of the porn star who's kind of hopped up on Vicodin that they kind of just, to keep her docile so she doesn't realize what the fuck has been happening to her for the past couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And like, that seems to be her entire personality in this comic, is like, she's just casually sexual because she's either doped up or insane. And the idea they want to give you is that she's alien. It's, come on, guys, it's a different culture from a different planet. They're just like this. The problem is you're a fucking human being and you wrote it this way. You have utter control over everything she does, thinks, says, and dresses like.
Yeah.
So I call bullshit on that because it's not like she came out of the ether and was made on her own. It's not like you're describing a real person. You created this character specifically for a reason. That reason was to titillate, and you succeeded. However, don't pretend this is part of a superhero or action series. Put it in a titty comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
the problem is that she has no personality
at all
whatsoever.
No.
I mean, if
other than she'll sleep with people, that is her complete.
Fuck yeah! She has slept with me. Ha ha ha!
Yeah,
and
so
she'll
much
sleep with you too.
Freaking innuendo in here, and it's honestly, if you liked Teen Titans the cartoon,
I suggest a large pizza with pickles, bananas, and mint frosting. Raven, we have done it! Sister? Tamaranian powers are inclined by our emotions. And right now I feel unfamiliar confusion. I said it means nothing. When Valior calls me Trock, he is saying that I am worthless. A nothing.
Keep your filthy hands off me, Trock!
You may not value my life, but I still value yours!
Don't fucking pick this up.
Don't do it.
If you even have a passing familiarity that doesn't result in hatred or lust towards Starfire, then don't pick this up. Now, if you watched Teen Titans and thought that orange chick would be so fucking hot if she was grown and a slut, pick this the fuck up today.
Yeah,
that's all the fuck you're getting. Now,
this is very sad. I mean, as far as I understand, the comic version has always been like this.
Not completely.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the real character and personality came in the show, and honestly, that is more real written character. Mm-hmm. You still have the naivety, the unknowns of things that are going on the planet that she's on, because she's new there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that she learns. She grows, she develops a character. Here's
she's not there's naivety and sex, and that is all there is.
That's all she's really there for. She off-screen destroys a bunch of tanks.
Yeah,
flies by and then poses for the rest of the issue.
Poses.
Yeah, and then this sweet chick comes up that's called Essence that has like no eyes or something like that, and she's like black as mist, and only
one of these fuckers can see her. I can't tell them apart.
Only Jason can see her.
That's Jason? Okay, whatever. Yeah. Sure, why not?
You see the guy with the red hair versus the black hair.
Oh, I thought those were two different people. All I saw was him over there, and I didn't realize that he had at some point like walked over. I missed this panel entirely because there's this chick there.
Chick with an ass.
Yeah, a chick with an ass and like an arm to somehow indicate that he's left. And then all of a sudden he's over here, so I'm like, wait, so there's a guy sitting over here talking to this chick, but isn't he over there?
This chick has cool-looking braided hair.
I really like her.
It's white hair. She's fully clothed, and she's like black as mist and like a shadow. She is the most interesting character, and she just showed up for a page here, and I was like, want to know who's here. And then we go back to tits and ass. with...
this is like a Michael Bay movie gone horribly, horribly wrong.
But Michael Bay has more respect for women than this. And,
I know,
and this is the guy who's... Yeah, which is really sick, because this is the guy who made... what's that fucker's name? That hoe that no one loves? Megan Fox.
Yes.
He made Megan Fox quit.
Yeah.
Okay, Megan Fox's entire career is predicated on the fact that she's nothing but a pair of tits and ass. Mm-hmm. And he made her quit.
Yeah.
And he's still more respectful than this.
Anyways, so moving on to the story, the plot.
Awesome shit comes back and it becomes good again for a pace.
So basically, Essence is here telling Jason about some place that I have no idea what it is, but apparently it has some significance.
This is setting up the next mission. I mean, she's basically their mission broker. It's old school kind of image style. Every team like this that's kind of shallow and just sort of there for raw thrills tends to have their actually cool mentor, or more often than not, but they actually are mission brokers. They pop in once or twice an issue, and they give them their next mission, so you know where they're going next time.
Well, this particular mission seems to have some sort of has something to do with Jason and his past, and also Essence's past.
Yeah, which is good because we don't know what Jason's past is.
It's something called the All Cast or something like that, and it seems to be like this monkey, monk.
Monkey.
Yeah, monk type of association of such. And then we have a worthless page of showing that, and then we get back to the story after a few pages, and we come to this really cool splash page of this environment setting with some broken panels coming in to show Red Hood's there, and he's discovered the dead bodies of
there's like
his past, I guess.
Yeah, there's this old lady who's there and stuff, and it's like, this is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And there's then the fucking... And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see what the hell happens here.
That's a spoiler, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler, whatever.
But anyway, so he
comes and gets what he's there for, and shit happens.
Yeah.
To make you buy the next issue.
There is plot in here. There is story in here. It's really odd because it's interrupted by something that DC shouldn't be doing, and that is anywhere I can go online for free and better porn than this softcore bullshit that's in here with this creepily the shell of a character. That there was another appearance of where I think it was like another Teen Titans thing. I know Linkara on the Top of the Fourth Wall had reviewed this one comic, and basically her introduction into the comic was basically her expositing at the swimming pool to nobody of why people are so up in arms about sexuality and it's all cool and all that sort of stuff. And she's stark naked, talking to nobody. It's like, do you have to introduce this character specifically that way each time? There's no personality here. You're basically just saying, hi, this is what this character is for. We don't need a personality. This is why you buy this comic.
Which to me is ridiculous for a comic book, because let's face it, look, anyone watching this, you're probably young enough to know how to use the internet. You can find porn for free. You can find better porn. And that's a wonderful thing. Like I said, it's the only problem I actually really have with this is the fact that it's thrown in the middle of a superhero comic, ostensibly.
Fuck, you can find fan art, titillating fan art of Starfire that is awesomer than this. And for some reason, they seem to have more personality than this.
And it's free. Yeah. So to me, it's not so much that I don't necessarily even disagree with the idea of having something that's titillating, even in comic form, so much as I find it really distracting and out of place when it's here. Mm-hmm. I've been bringing up a lot. Zenoscope is an entire company that specializes in this. Once again, just like this one, I have no idea why they do it. Because you can find free porn that's far more titillating featuring real people.
Right.
And even if you want people dressed up in costumes, once again, yes, you can find more titillating porn featuring real people for free online. Yeah. But that's their deal. That's the marketplace share that they decide to carve out for themselves. When DC tries to, throw it into the center of their superhero universe, it's like... Really, this worked in 91, 92. Okay, this worked then because most kids didn't have the internet in the tiny capacity in which it existed. The problem is they're still sort of going after the people who were kids in 91. The problem being that those people are no longer children, and they have their own porn, or girlfriends, or boyfriends, or what have you.
Or both.
Or both. And especially both. They don't need this at all. But because of that, they don't really seem to get that, okay, the kids who are younger, the kids who are actually teenagers now, they've had legitimate porn since they started puberty. This is not going to do anything.
Right.
Now, if you're trying to get your 40-year-old people who just can't figure it out, fine, because that's what they came here for anyway. So, once again, great, you didn't lose anybody, I guess. I just don't understand the point.
Titillation is a lot better when you have a personality behind it. Somebody who you want to... This is a doll. This is a doll. If you get off by this version of Starfire, fuck you. Seriously.
Yeah, well, even then, if you want a doll, you can get a doll easier.
Yeah, anyway.
And free.
Yeah.
So, as a number 1 comic.
I'm going to give it a fail. Because, even though... Now, I'm going to give the caveat of, yes, there is plot here, there is a story here, and it is told, there are points which are actually halfway decent as an interesting comic. If the point of rebooting your comics is to get more readers, this is something that actually drives away 50% of the population.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a fail.
I'll have to give it a fail.
I mean, there are elements in here that makes me actively not want to track any more of this down. Mm-hmm. It's not just, I'm not interested, it's this is vile to me.
Yeah. And I'll give it... Same thing. Unfortunately, I have to give it a fail because what it's trying to do has been done and will always be done far better for free online. There's nothing here, even for a new reader, that would make them do anything except track down something else.
Yeah, I mean, there's potential here in, like, sections. And if you cut out the sections that has fake Starfire in here... it would be a short but better comic.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
This could do well. I could give it I really could give it a meh, but unfortunately they added all these extra parts in there. It could even have been a succeeds. If they had written Teen Titans the cartoon Starfire in here, if they did that anywhere, if they did any sort of Teen Titans Starfire in any comic, you would get those readers. You would get a good portion of readers that love that version of Starfire if you somehow put her in here, because that show had like 2 million viewers.
Yeah.
There's going to be a potential for a lot more readers than maybe 100,000, 200,000 that these things get.
Yeah, like it's a factor of 10 at the, to the very least. Of people more who are familiar with the cartoon than the ones who are going to be familiar with any comic version of Starfire. Okay?
But with this number 1 relaunch, you just screwed the pooch on this, and nobody's really ever going to give you a pass for that again. This comic fails. Red Hood and the Outlaws with fake Starfire, number 1 from DC Comics.